Hey everybody, we're right back at it. This time, we're breaking down college football, Big Ten
So
conference.
join us on the Boss and the Sauce show right now. Let's go. Now, we're heading over to Illinois. Now, Illinois, Coach Lovie Smith. You guys know the name from the NFL. Fourth-year coach here. And this year he gets his main course, his seasoned opportunity right here. He's getting 17 total returning starters. He's returning a running back, O-line, and he has a transfer wide receiver coming over, and he gets 10 on defense returning. That's almost the whole thing complete. But out of the 10 returners on defense, only 2 will be seniors to lead the squad. Now, Illinois has the recipe for success, but maybe not enough true talent to get them past this 4-8 season that they had last year. Now, I do see, looking at their schedule, they may have an easy 3-0 starting off at Akron, then going to UConn, and then Eastern Michigan. But then after that, they have to play Nebraska. So if they can get those 3 wins in right there, they might be looking up, being that they're a solid, probably jail group with this coach who's going to be fighting for his life right here. What you think about this team over here, BigRagoo?
Yeah, more of the same, big man, more of the same. Team won 4 games last year, 2 out of conference W's, a doormat Rutgers team, and they beat the dog crap out of Minnesota, which maybe Minnesota fell asleep in that game. Who knows? But the one thing about this team, they do have a solid rushing game. They're ranked like 2 in the conference. And then if you flip on the other side of the ball, on the defensive side, they got like number 2 rush. So it's not adding up. Some things are not adding up there, as far as those looks go. Because, you have to run the ball in football to be successful mostly. And you got to play pretty decent, you have to stop the run. They're weak on stopping the run. I think they're like 13th. So you can run on this team, and they can run on you. So evidently they're not efficient on the offensive side of putting points on the board or stopping the run. So Lovie Smith, he's 9-27 in 3 years. So he's got three wins a season, and it looks like he's heading down that same path again this year, pretty close to it. On the offensive side of the ball, the key players he's got coming back. He's got the running back coming back, Reggie Corbin. He's a school's first 1,000-yard rusher since 2010. And quarterback, they got a sophomore, MJ Rivers, which I don't know too much about him. But they're going to have to step things up on the defensive side. Like I said, they're ranked 124th against the run. So they got some work cut out for them. And we'll see which side of the coin this team winds up late in the season.
Well, to add to that defensive drought you talked about over there, looks like last year they averaged giving up 500 yards a game in total offense to their opposing teams. But it's funny to say that me and you both noticed that that's where the hole is in the sink. But Lovie Smith seems to take more important to his top newcomers on offense, which I'll quote directly out of Lindley Magazine. Cornerback wide receiver Marquez Benson. Illinois adds several transfers, and the freshman QB Isaiah Williams could eventually emerge as a starter. But top 100 prospect Beeson will undoubtedly play a major role immediately. So while he's definitely on numbers, need to be taking a look at the defense, he's trying to seal up the offense. And maybe this guy's not cut out for college football, but we'll stay tuned to that. Any last words on this team?
Yeah, well, let's keep it on the defensive side because we just talked about that a little bit. Now, he does bring in a new defensive coordinator this year. Let's see. And he says, quote, he says, I brought in the coordinator, but he says, I like coaching. I like the coaching part. I don't think it has to stop when you become the head football coach. Obviously, you don't have to stop coaching, but you got to delegate your role. So It's kind of like you just the Browns. He always wanted to have his hands and everything and let the coordinators do their job. So you got to know when to say when, Lovey. So step back and let their job so they can coach these kids up and stay out of their way and let these kids play some football.
Well, talking about coach, I had to look right back into my Illini magazine. Here's another quote from Coach Lovie Smith, and this is on his defense. He says, quote, "We think we know a little bit about football. I've seen the college game. I know what we need to do. We're getting it taught." Making not much sense at all to be making a statement about your defense that you have to use. These players got to go risk their bodies, mind, and their time out here playing for this coach. And this coach is kind of dibbling, dabbling around. I think this is a bad situation over here in Illinois, a bad team. I'm going to expect them to do a little worse than they did last year with the 4-8, and I'm only going to give them 3 wins. But that's it right here. Boston the Sauce Show. You heard it first right here. We out.